Many attribute CAP's growth in regular giving to their founder, John Kirkby. Now, clearly, John is an exceptional leader. However, equally clearly, John didn't go out there and recruit the tens of thousands of regular donors himself. So could you describe what John's role as the founder was in the process of recruiting those regular donors?
Yeah, more than happy to. I think the thing, and it's true of John, but it's also true of other founders. It will be true of Andy at The Message. It will be true of Wilson Carlisle at Church Army. They tend to bring two things that I've seen at any rate. First is their story, and the second is their energy. That story, of him overcoming debt, deciding to do something to help people with his newfound faith and his experience of getting out of debt. It's inspirational. And it's inspirational when he tells it, but it was inspirational when we told it as fundraisers. That story continues. I'm deep diving into the history of Church Army, as you can no doubt gather, and I'm reading through the books written on Wilson Carlisle 150 years ago, and I'm finding stories there that I'm thinking, this is good. This is useful for me convincing people that it's worth giving. I'll give you an example. There's a fabulous story of Wilson Carlisle. I used to go on these marches with all these newfound Christians that he'd brought into the Church Army, and imagine Victorian London. It's smoggy, it's pretty grim, and he's walking through Westminster and people are throwing stuff at him. That's a founder right there, isn't it? I'm marching despite the fact people are throwing stuff at me. And afterwards someone talked to him about it, and he said, when somebody threw half a dead cat, I did think that was going a bit far. It's 150 years ago, and I'm sitting there thinking, I probably won't use this, but Wilson Carlisle was having dead cats thrown at him for the cause. We can do this. Summon up the energy, that pioneering spirit, right? £5 a month. But it's, I think that story they give us just allows us to connect to people. And John was absolutely prolific at it. I mean, I daren't even try to guess how many people he did actually sign up to become a regular giver. It really, him personally, his ability to do that was incredible. But that story we shared in, and it was used by numbers of the team, our church talks, all of those places. That story, it's a gift really that founders give. And they don't then necessarily fully get back, right? We're then sharing those stories for years or decades or centuries afterwards that inspire people. And then the second thing would be the energy. Founders just, if anybody's worked with a founder, the energy they have is exceptional. And they deploy it in so many different ways. And I think depending on the founder, so the founder, so the team almost in some ways. And with John at CAP, he knew two things, and it was where his energy went. One, regular giving is the lifeblood. It is what allowed us to scale. It is what allowed us to step out and open new things, because we knew the income would follow because of the focus on regular income. And secondly, he knew that regular income is a culture. It's not a program. It has to. Well, in fact, I'm going to take it beyond regular income. Fundraising is a culture. If an organisation doesn't develop that, and it just sits on the shoulders of a few sat in the corner trying to fundraise, it's too much of a pressure for the fundraising team. But you just won't get the results, right? Because there's only 4 of you working, or 10 of you working on it, not 50 of you working on it. And I think probably the other thing, just to throw in on the culture piece, we weren't paid for a while. It's sort of part of the mythology. I signed up in the days when you weren't sure if you were going to get your money coming in. By the way, for anyone who's not heard, everyone got paid in the end, and anyone who really needed it got paid when they needed it. But there was a lot of people saying, I can go without this month to allow others to have it, and all of that sort of thing. And the founder, again, it was a key linchpin in that. It was his faith and energy that he carries to this day. It will be all right. We will find the money. It will come in. God will provide. He led the charge on that. But the spin-off benefit was that we had a whole staff team who always understood income matters. And that's where the culture came from. We all knew, hang on, it's not guaranteed that the money comes in.